In the last episode, we have talked about how the eunuchs were killed. So we have talked about how Yuan Shao had gone into the palace and he brought all the soldiers into the palace, and the eunuchs were all killed, and including those without beards. So anyone without beards were killed. Although some of them were killed, there was only a few of them who were not killed, who did not die. And one of them was this person with the power among those eunuchs. And this guy with the power was called Zhang Rang. And he had gone into that palace, and he brought this emperor and his younger brother out of the palace. So the emperor's mother could not find his child, and she was really anxious, and she started crying out loud. And just at that moment, Cao Cao came in. And after asking her what happened, she just told him about everything that happened. And Cao Cao just ordered the soldiers to go out and search for the emperor and his younger brother, which was the king. So the soldiers, after going out, they were all led by Yuan Shao. And then they found the emperor. Before finding the emperor was just on that foot of a mountain. And that mountain, actually, it has nothing on that mountain. There was no food to eat, nor drinks. And Zhang Rang was the person in power among those eunuchs. That eunuch was the highest power, just fell down into the river. And he just committed suicide by jumping into the river, because he had seen Yuan Shao coming, and he knew that he would probably die if he was captured. So he just tried to die, just kill himself, so that he would not have to suffer that much. And Yuan Shao, after finding this emperor, they just went back, and on the way back, Dong Zhuo had come. So who was Dong Zhuo? Dong Zhuo was also a warlord at that time. So Yuan Shao had a method at that time. He had advised He Jin to call Dong Zhuo to the palace to kill all those eunuchs. Actually, this was not a very good idea. We will see how it's not a good idea. So Dong Zhuo, they just met Dong Zhuo's military, and Dong Zhuo just knelt down in front of the emperor. But the emperor just did not dare to talk. Yeah. He was very weak. But his younger brother was very bold. And he just jumped out and started talking to Dong Zhuo. And he even told Dong Zhuo, you have some crimes. You have committed some crimes because you did not successfully capture any of those people from the rebellion, and you were defeated by them. So you should receive some punishment. But since you have come here, you have saved the emperor and me, then this would be cancelled out. So you will not receive any punishment. And now if you just go back with us, then you would get back your position. So Dong Zhuo just felt appreciated him very much, and it really impressed Dong Zhuo. So he was impressed by this kid. And on the way back, Dong Zhuo had thought of just changing the emperor and just pull that emperor off from that throne and give that throne to this kid, to the emperor's younger brother. There were some benefits. For example, he can get the power, get a lot of power, and he can give orders to this new emperor. And he has to listen to him. And then all those warlords would all have to listen to him because he has emperor. So on the way back, Dong Zhuo just had that thought, but he did not say it to anyone. After getting back to the palace, to the city, he just called everyone to come and to eat in a banquet. However, it was not really a banquet, but it was just a meeting where he called everyone to come to talk about this. So just to check if anyone had different ideas about this topic. Actually, there were some people who just disagreed with him. After saying that out loud, he was opposed by Ding Yuan. Ding Yuan was also one of the warlords at that time. And he was the officer in a state at that time. And he had a son. It was not his real son, but they were father and son relationship. Yeah, they were just seemed like father and son on the surface. Because that guy, just called him father. And this happened a lot in ancient China. So this guy was named Lü Bu. So after standing out and opposing Dong Zhuo, this guy just was in the back of him, behind him. So Dong Zhuo just did not dare to kill him because he had already found out that this guy was probably very capable in fighting and very strong, and I might be in danger if I do anything harmful to him. So he just watched them leave. And then Yuan Shao, who was the guy who advised He Jin to call Dong Zhuo at this time, he just regretted it very much. So at this time, he was still trying to make Dong Zhuo change his mind, but Dong Zhuo would not listen. And he still said that it's a very good idea to let that emperor get off and let someone else get on. Let his younger brother get on that position instead. Because he is more capable. He's braver, and he also is smarter. But Lu Zhi had come out. So Lu Zhi was Liu Bei's teacher, one of Liu Bei's teachers. And he got his position back. Although he was captured, he got back his position under the help of someone who was his friend and who worked for that central government. And he just advised that emperor to make Lu Zhi back, call him back, and to recover his position. So that's why Lu Zhi appeared in that banquet. So Lu Zhi has some techniques of talking. Like, it was very different from how Ding Yuan talked. He just opposed Dong Zhuo in a very indirect way, civilized way. And he just told Dong Zhuo, oh, so I know that you want to imitate Yi Yin, Huo Guang. And those two people were two ministers in the history at that time. They were really capable and they had very good reputations. And they had done similar actions. They had also changed the emperor. But it was different, totally different, because they changed the emperors because those emperors just committed a lot of crimes. And they did not deserve to be emperors. That's why he just sent them away from that position. But right now, this emperor, our emperor right now, is smart and has not committed any crimes. He had not done anything bad, harmful to this country. So you should not say like that. You should not even have that thought. If you are capable as Yi Yin and Huo Guang, then you can do that. If you are not, then it means that you probably want to rebel. You are not loyal. And Dong Zhuo just wanted to kill him, try to kill him with his sword. But a lot of people just came and they did not want him to die. So they just pleaded Dong Zhuo to spare him. And he did. And just from that banquet, from that conversation, Dong Zhuo had already found out there were many people opposing him. So it's probably not the right time to put that into practice. So Dong Zhuo had ended that meal and just called them back home.